All right, Mr. C. Taking a look at your letter you wrote to me. I generally read your letters to Bernadette. She finds them quite interesting and gets a few laughs at the places that are funny. So I read this one to her, and she did not like the stuff about the Catholic Church. Actually, quote, "This is not possible since your inheritance has already been spent. I recommend earbuds with the music near your pew." Yeah, I actually went to Mass yesterday, which was my birthday, September 5th. And I'm sorry I missed yours, and you probably just missed mine accidentally. It crept up on me, and I heard from two of the four family members, Jenny and Matt. I had a nice chat with Matt, and he asked about you. I told him, asked about what you're doing physically. I told him about your hiking, weightlifting, swimming, punch bag activities, and he was quite impressed, actually. Your letters have gotten me curious about the evil deeds, the Catholic jihad. I don't think it can be expressed in any other way, where Muslims were encouraged to convert or leave or convert and die throughout the 1100s. And that was the Crusades by Pope Urban II. And these were the first crusades that were sanctioned military campaigns by the Latin Roman Catholic Church. The goal was stated restoring Christian access to holy places in and near Jerusalem. Again, what do you do? I mean, you're a staunch viewer of supporting Christian Jewish accent to holy places in and near Jerusalem. What about the non-Christians? What about the Palestinians? They're just a little speck. Jerusalem has a proper army. The United States has a proper army. Israel has a proper army. The West Bank of Gaza, Palestinians do not have a proper army. So, of course, they fight in any way they can. But as Russell Brand said so eloquently, their punches are like pins. They're like pins. Ouch. Pins. Ouch. Where the Israeli response is so overwhelmingly impossible to match that these guys are willing to kill themselves just to make a statement. And I think it's gone too far, and I think it started in the 1948 treaty that England was involved in. So, yeah, and going further on with Catholic evilness, the Spanish Inquisition was 1478, according to Wikipedia, which is the easiest source for me to look up. Catholic monarchs, Ferdinand II of Aragon and Isabella I of Castile, intended to maintain Catholic orthodoxy in their kingdoms and replace the medieval Inquisition, which was under papal control. And the medieval Inquisition, in my mind, is far worse than the Spanish Inquisition. And again, are we into Catholic jihad? Well, that's an open question. You can only judge these acts in the context of their time. What was happening in China? Millions were being killed. What was happening in the rest of the world? You know, what would happen in World War II? What would happen later times that were even worse than the Catholic jihad? So it's a little more complicated. I've been encouraged by more than one source not to get into all the politics and all the history and just see what the service feels like. You're not going to church under the Spanish Inquisition. You're not going to march in the Crusades. You're going for 40 minutes in a weekday mass, which I did on my birthday, which was yesterday. And I didn't enjoy it. I like the weekend masses much better. They seem to put more effort into it. It was packed house in a small chapel, and everybody seemed to know the words to the right questions. It's liturgical response is what it is, and well, I'll continue to learn that. Didn't make it today, so I'll probably go tomorrow morning. But it is considered a mortal sin if you can make it to a mass and you don't go. And so I was surprised when Bernadette told me my Friday morning mass, September 5th, my birthday, I was not credited for the weekend mass. That's the only one that counts. So you just have to blow things, these control issues, you have to blow them off. Each church has their little control issues. Each institution, whether it's a downtown school in Albuquerque, New Mexico, or the Catholic Church, or any organization, you found out just how fraternal these these inclined to be in the West conferences that you went to. There's a certain hierarchy, and that's just the way it is. Human heart is selfish. It's fallen from its glorious initial stage in the garden, and all you need to take a picture of those pretty boys drinking till midnight, screwing all night, and then be up there shiny 8 o'clock in the morning. So these always exist, and that's the main things I wanted to get across. As far as Wheeler Lake, I walked 5 miles yesterday, and I feel pretty good, pretty spent, but pretty good. And so, that's that. Matt was impressed with that, and Grandma Annie and Bob, well, that was a classic day. The angel met us and provided holy cold water for us. There's nothing short of a miracle in that. Paul Benson, who didn't miss my birthday, sent me a fantastic wish to maintain hope for this miraculous healing that you hope for, and I will. There's no other option. What's the option to hope? There is no other option. And the more you can do, maybe the more I'll be able to do. He has bad knees, and he's been walking on them for 5 years, 10 years. So you get higher endorphins for the pain, and it's a trade-off. The amazing, phenomenal McCoy boy genetics. Yeah, ask Rob and me about that. Rob has got a back injury that has got him down to no activities at all. I tried to get him into power walking, but if he can't bike like crazy or swim like crazy to be with his friends, he doesn't want to do it, and he's going on 57. Salesman Billy Weston, retrieving your note. That would be a lot of fun. And I'll keep you posted on my progress. Perhaps there will be a Paul Benson miracle. I have to keep that in mind. The earbuds when the music starts, I bet some teachers don't tolerate that. I think it's obnoxious and rude to you. And but what can you do? I mean, you can't fight these kids. So good on you for continuing to lecture to those who do listen. Those who don't listen will probably not graduate anyway. 50% probably is similar rate in Albuquerque as it is in Denver. As Mexican Americans, first, second generation graduation rates are 50% from high school. So they'll, get a job with an uncle or a friend or a father, spackling, or putting up wallboard, painting, roofing. All these things are the only things that are available to you who doesn't have a high school education. And that's not your fault. You can't blame that, just like I can't blame myself for being a Catholic after these atrocious activities. Many governments have done an atrocious activity, and let's consider George Bush. I just put a parody on an English parody and satire site where they don't like me too much. They used to be putting numbers up on the number of hits, and I was consistently getting 40 hits on a small site, and the administration of the site didn't like that, so he just stopped putting numbers of hits. But I did do a parody, and it was comparing murderous George Bush to Kim Jong-un, and I said that it doesn't work. It does work. There is a comparison. I'll send it to you. So on that note, good day.